Hey YouTube, opinionated reviewer here. In this video I'm going to show you guys how to unlock any iPhone that's on iOS 5 or higher. So that includes your iPhone 4, your iPhone 3GS, and your iPhone 4S. As long as it's on iOS 5 or higher, it can be unlocked using this method. It doesn't matter what your baseband is, especially if it's that 04.11.08 and the 04.12.01 baseband, it's gonna work. So just go ahead and follow the instructions. Now there's two instructions to this. There's two different instructions. The original instructions did not work for me, so I had to do it a little bit different. I've been playing with this freaking thing all night. It's 8 o'clock in the morning and I finally got it to work, and I'm using my iPhone 4 for this. So I'm going to put the link in the description to the original instructions and you guys can see the difference. Now the original instructions don't ask for you to have an AT&T SIM card, which I have an AT&T SIM card, and that's what I had to use to get this process done. So if you don't have an AT&T SIM card, or you don't have a friend with an AT&T SIM card, you can go ahead and check out the link in the description for the original instructions and see if those are going to work for you first. If those don't work, then you're going to have to do it this way. Now you're going to have to be jailbroken, and you're going to have to be jailbroken on iOS 5 or higher. It can be a tether jailbreak if I'm not mistaken. I heard that it works on the tether jailbreak as well. I cannot confirm that. I'm on iOS 5.0.1 on tether jailbreak. So I'm going to go ahead and just go and jump into the steps. So as I said, you had to be jailbroken. So we're going to go into Cydia. So just go ahead and launch Cydia. And if you're not jailbroken, I'm going to have a link in the description to iOS 5.0.1 on tether jailbreak and the tether jailbreak for iOS 5.1 because it's tethered at the moment. So we're going to go into Cydia. We're going to go over to manage, sources, edit, add, and we're going to add this repo, which is repo.bingner.com. I'm going to also have it in the description. So if you didn't see it there on the screen, you didn't pause the video, check out the description. It's going to be down there as well. After it's done installing, we're just going to go ahead and hit return to Cydia. So after you finish install it, we're going to go ahead and we're going to tap on the repo right there. We're going to go ahead and touch on SAM. And then we're going to go ahead and install SAM, and it's going to install everything else that it needs to install from Cydia, which everything that it needs is in that repo. Now that it's done, I'm going to go ahead and reload. After my device resprings, I'm going to come out, and now we're going to have to go into the SAM's preference. Now you can go into it from here on your springboard using the icon, or you can go into settings and just scroll down till you see SAM right there and then tap on it. Now in here is where it gets a little tricky and we got to go ahead and do a little bit of stuff. So first of all, you're going to have to go in, touch on utilities, and you're going to go ahead and deactivate your iPhone. Just hit deactivate. If you don't see that deactivate button, use this deactivate button, or even this deactivate if you don't see the one that was just there. After you finish deactivating, you're going to have to go into more info after you finish doing that, and make sure that this status up here says unactivated. So make sure that says unactivated. Now what you got to do is you're going to go into manual, tap on that, you're going to select by country and carrier, come back out, and now you're going to have to select your whatever for the chip that you want to use. So I'm using my chip from the British Virgin Islands, so I'm going to select the British Virgin Islands right here, and then I'm going to go back out and select right here where it says carrier. Just select the carrier. Those are the carriers that we have, and I'm going to use this one, which is CCT. So I'm going to go ahead and select that one. So if you were using T-Mobile, go ahead and select US T-Mobile. If you're in Canada, you want whatever. You guys should know what carriers you have wherever you are at. Simple Mobile is on T-Mobile tower, so you're going to have to select T-Mobile, and then I'm going to just select my SIM ID. Sometimes you're going to see multiple SIM IDs. I guess you have to try them and see which one works. I'm glad I only have one. So now that you've finished selected all those, your method, your country, your carrier, and your SIM ID, you have to go into more info again. So now that you're inside the more info tab, and I obviously have it blurred out for a reason, you're going to see a couple of options in here. You see this option where it says MMSI? You're going to go ahead and tap on that, and you're going to go ahead and copy it. And after you copy it, then you're going to go ahead and pop out your SIM card. And as I said, the original instructions don't require you to have an AT&T SIM card, but when I tried it without the AT&T SIM card several times, it never worked for me. So you're going to go ahead and pop that in, and then just come out and go back into your more info, and it's gonna change. So after you come back in, you're gonna hit spoof reel SIM to SAM. So you just hit spoof reel SIM to SAM, and then you're gonna go back out again, and you should see your IMSI out here. If it's not there, you're gonna go into method and change it from by country and carrier and change it to manual. And then you're going to go ahead and touch it there. You're going to copy that and paste the number that you just copied from before you switch out your SIM card. So I just pasted mine right there. Now we're going to go into the utilities again. And inside here, you're going to go ahead and select attempt activation. So just hit attempt activation. It's going to respring your device. Don't panic. My device respring. Now what you got to do is go ahead and connect your device to your computer and hook it up to iTunes. Now you have to have the latest version of iTunes for this. So I'm going to connect my device to iTunes. My computer is on this side. When you hook up your device to iTunes, make sure you go back into SAM and check to see if your ICC ID and your ICC ID on your computer is the same. Just double click where you see phone number. Just click on phone number twice on iTunes and check to see if they're the same. Now if they're the same, then we're on the right track. Now what you got to do is just plug your device out of the computer and go ahead and turn off this switch right here, right? It says enable. Just go ahead and turn that off. And after you turn that off, you're going to go ahead and plug your phone back into the computer again. So I just plugged mine back in. And you're going to get a message like this. Let me turn the phone. You'll get a message like that. The iPhone, which is going to be the name of your iPhone, failed to activate. Please try again. Don't worry about it. Just go ahead and click OK. And just close out iTunes and then open up iTunes again. And when you open up iTunes again, don't worry about this message. I get this message for no reason. But when you open up iTunes again, your phone should be there. You should see your phone number. That's why I turned it. I don't want you guys to see my phone number. And you guys can see I get the voicemail thing that I normally get when I'm trying to unlock my device. Now it's gonna take a while to catch some service. So I'm gonna just give my phone a little while to catch some service. Pay attention to the time. It's 8:31 now. I'm not too sure how long it took me the first time I did it on my other iPhone 4. But it took me a little while. So just leave your device, sit for a while. Eventually it's going to start searching up there, and then it's going to catch service. And I'm going to go ahead and show you guys when it catches service. So I'm back now, guys. You guys can see up to the top, it's this is message that comes up. And you guys can see up to the top, it says 8:26, and I have 4 bars. Now it took me about 5 minutes. I can't even remember what time it was, but you guys, if you're watching the video, you remember what time it was to get signal. The signal actually came and went, and then it came back again. So yeah, and it says AT&T up there, but I tell you guys this every time I show you an unlock video. I'm roaming on AT&T. My device roams on AT&T, but it's not AT&T. And I'm going to go ahead and make a call to show you guys that it's not AT&T. So I'm going to actually call my iPhone 4S here. I'm going to put it on vibrate because it's freaking 8 in the morning. Hang up on that. And the reason I didn't call 611 is because my device is roaming, and 611 is not going to work because my device is roaming. I'm actually going to pull out the chip.
Sorry, but your call cannot be completed.
You see it says my call cannot be completed. I'm going to go ahead and pull out my chip to show you guys that it's actually my same CCT SIM card that I put in. You guys can see it's my same CCT SIM card. I'm going to go ahead and actually pop it right back in. And I'm not too sure how long it's going to take, but it normally doesn't take long the second time. This is my AT&T SIM card here. And there's a couple of things you got to note. If you put in a different chip than this chip and the AT&T SIM card that you use, it's not going to work. It has to be the same chip that you unlock the device with. So if I go ahead and I put in a simple mobile chip right now, it's not gonna work. It has to be that same chip or the AT&T chip that you use to unlock your device. So if you still wanted to use your device from your AT&T chip, you could still go ahead and do so. But please beware, if you go ahead and you put in a random chip, it's not gonna work. It has to be that same chip that you unlock your device with. So my device that I unlock my device with my CCT SIM card, it has to be that chip that I put in my device to use. If I go and change it to a different chip, it's not gonna work. I would probably have to go and repeat the process again for it to work. So I have to wait for my device to catch signal again. So I'm gonna go ahead and wait for this to catch signal so you guys can see that it actually is the SIM card. So you guys can see I got my signal back again. That one was a little bit slower than, a little bit faster than last time. I think that one took about 2 minutes if I'm not mistaken. But you can see it works, and I still have my AT&T SIM card in my hand. That's not AT&T, that's my CCT. I'm roaming in the US. I'm not in the British Virgin Islands right now. If I was in the British Virgin Islands, it would say CCT. But that's basically how you unlock any iPhone that's on iOS 5 or higher. Your iPhone 3GS, your iPhone 4, and your iPhone 4S. It doesn't matter what your baseband is. I'm going to do a video after this showing you guys how to back up this unlock just in case Apple does something. So I'm going to show you guys how to back up that. Look out for that video. The link is going to be in the description when it's up anyhow. With that being said, please rate, comment, subscribe. Have a nice day. Make sure you show that thumbs up button some love. And if you aren't subscribed, what are you waiting on? Hit the subscribe button above. Like my Facebook fan page and follow me on Twitter. I answer questions a lot faster on Twitter than I do on YouTube. Oh yeah, and check out my previous video if you haven't already.